Welcome to CrashMagic. In this video we've got another of my absolute favourite tricks. I really like this one because it is so easy to perform, and yet the first time spectators see this one it has always an amazing reaction. Immediately after the performance, if you want to learn how it's done, then there's a full tutorial showing all the steps. So I'm going to ask you to select a card from this pack here. Let's get rid of the jokers. Let's move them out of the way. And the way that I'm going to ask you to select your card is if you cut the cards. So if, for example, you cut the cards here, then this would be your card, or if you cut them here, this would be your card. So absolutely fair selection, and of course wherever you cut the cards you're going to get a different card. So if you'd like to do that now, cut the cards. So this will be your card here, but before you look at that, we're going to place these here. It's up to you, you can just place these down, or if you think I might have, when I was showing you the cards, that they're all different, if you think I might have glimpsed at some of the cards, you're welcome to cut these cards or shuffle these cards if you'd like to. Okay, and if now you could look at and remember the card that you've cut to, and then place it back on here, and then take this pile of cards and place these on top. But again, maybe you think that I've looked at and remembered some of these cards, so again you're welcome if you like to cut the cards or shuffle the cards as much as you like and then place them on top. So there's no way I could have known where you were going to cut the cards or which card you've selected, but we're going to try and find your card. Now I'm going to use this pack here that's been here right from the start, and again you can see all the cards are different, it's well mixed, and again we've got jokers, so let's remove those. Now I'm going to do something that you wouldn't normally do in a trick like this. I'm going to ask you to tell me your card. So what was your card? The 7 of clubs. Okay, well I'm going to try and take the 7 of clubs here and place it in exactly the same position in this pile as it is in this pile. Remember, you could have cut the cards absolutely anywhere, and this pack has been untouched in the box throughout the trick. So let's have a look through these cards now until we come to your card, the 7 of clubs. As you can see, all the cards in these two piles are all different. And you could have cut at any point. You could have cut earlier than you did or lower than you did. And you shuffled the piles as well. Seven of clubs, there's your card there. So just before we do anything else, I'm going to put this card here. This is the corresponding card in this pile. Now as I say, you could have cut one above where you did, in which case you'd have picked that card and this would have been the corresponding card in the other pile. You could have cut one lower, in which case you would have picked this card and this would have been the corresponding card in the other pile. As you can see, all the cards are different, all the cards are well mixed, but you chose this card, the 7 of clubs, which corresponded with the exact position in this pack of this card, the 7 of clubs. Well, I hope you enjoyed that performance. And if you don't know how it's done and you'd like to learn it, here's the tutorial. As I said at the start, this trick always gets a really fantastic effect, and it is such an easy trick to perform. So there's a bit of setup at the start, and that's where all the work comes in, but once that setup's done, it's then really easy to do. There's no sleight of hand, there's no control needed, it just works perfectly. So first thing I would do is, obviously you need 2 full packs of cards. Obviously it's better if they're different colours as well, and you can shuffle one of the packs so that it's in a random order. Doesn't matter what the order is, it doesn't need to be, you know, a stacked sequence or anything, it just needs to be a random order. And then the setup that you need to do is with your other pack, you need to replicate that order but reverse it. So here we've got the 2 of hearts at the bottom, so the 2 of hearts would have to be at the top in this pile, and we've got the 6 of hearts here at the top, so 6 of hearts would have to be at the bottom, and every card in this sequence would have to be in order reversed through this pile of cards. So I'm going to just do that quickly now. So they're all sorted in the exact reverse order, and as I said, it only takes a few seconds. Well, okay, maybe 5 minutes, but that's all the hard work of the trick done. Everything now just works automatically, it's totally self-working. So I won't really go through how to perform the trick as such, that's up to you how you'd want to present it, but I'll just go through the steps now. So all we need to do is ask the spectator to cut the cards anywhere and take the next card and look at it and remember it. As you saw in the performance, you can ask them to cut the cards or shuffle the cards, starting with what was the top of the pack. Then once they've remembered their card, the 8 of spades in this case, they can place it on top. Likewise with this pile, they can cut or shuffle the pack of cards before they put it on top. But remember, they don't need to do this because this card is in the reverse order to this pack here. So when you go through this pack, they won't see that the packs are basically the same but in the reverse order. They won't notice anything. So you only ask them to cut the cards and shuffle the cards if they'd like to, if they might think you've looked at and remembered the order of these cards when you were showing them. But as I say, you don't need to do that as part of the trick. So once they've remembered their card, 8 of spades wasn't it? Yeah, 8 of spades. Then you put the rest of the pile on top. You then, for the first time, bring forward your other pack of cards that you've set up in the reverse order. Of course, make sure that this pack is on show throughout the whole of the trick beforehand so that they've seen it and seen that you've not touched it or done anything with it. And then you can go through the cards until you get through to their card. Again, it's up to you how you want to present this. As you saw, what I did was I went through turning this card first, followed by this one, so in that way I could see when their card was coming up. But you could just turn them both together like this until you get through to their card. 8 of spades we're looking for, aren't we? Of course, by coincidence, some of these might match as well. If you've shuffled and cut the piles. If you haven't cut and shuffled the piles, none of these will match apart from the card that they've selected. Where are we? There we go, yeah, 8 of spades and of course 8 of spades. There's so many different ways you could present this trick, but I think it's a really nice trick, and once you've done that bit of setup at the start, you're all ready to go. So again, if you're doing a routine of 3 or 4 tricks, this can be your first one where you've got your pack set up identical to each other but in the reverse order, and then you can obviously then perform other tricks where you don't need any setup of a pack. And that's the other great thing as well, when you've come to the finish, because they're not stacked, they're just reversed in the opposite orders, both packs are totally examinable, and especially if they've shuffled or cut the cards as they were selecting their card. Well, that's the end of the video. If you liked it, please like it and subscribe. If you've got any comments, leave them down below, and see you soon.